Welcome to the show, where as always, I want to bring you guys the very latest on the COVID-19 situation. Because as always, what we have to do is make sure that we all stay safe. And then a bit later on, we're going to deal with all the stuff's reopening. Like today, the bars and the bowling alleys are open. We'll get to that later. Right now, let's start by bringing you the very latest on the COVID-19 situation, on the COVID-19 pandemic. No new cases. No new cases as of yesterday. There's no new cases. One's under investigation. It's 234 cases in total. Surveillance. It's 1. No deaths. As of yesterday, there's no deaths. Hospitals, clinics, testing, hospitalized. There are currently 4 people coming out of hospital. ICU is 1, and the number of that is 88. So that's the very latest. So next time we're going out and about, wear masks. Now, let's move on to the very latest, which is today. As Governor Greg Abbott is reopening Texas, they're opening up bowling alleys and bars. That is the start. And so now, as of today, May 31st, Greg Abbott says youth sports and overnight camps can resume along with personal sports. And this is today. This was from today. And this is a development story. In Austin, with bars opening 25% capacity, restaurants may move up to 50% capacity. Besides bars, bingo parlors, bowling alleys can also open on Friday. On May 31st, Abbott said youth sports overnight camps can resume along with professional sports without fans, and by June, summer school can resume at public and private schools, including universities. The announcement is the latest Texas March reopening the economy with the coronavirus pandemic. While state has been an uptick in new COVID-19 cases. So as of this, I am very happy that, after this, I can tell you right now, I'm very happy that the governor decided to reopen daycare centers and reopen summer school in the public schools. And that I can go back to my work. Which I don't want to explain right now at this moment. So now, restaurants raised up to 50% capacity. That doesn't mean for all fast food restaurants. They're still closed in a lobby. What do we have to do? We just have to wait until the owner of the fast food restaurant says otherwise. It says, look, we can reopen, but not right now because of the virus. And we can stop mandating wearing masks. But if you apply at a fast food restaurant, they will make you wear masks. Period. If not, you cannot apply to the job. If you don't have a mask, they will supply your mask. So just realize something. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Don't get a job ever. Just understand something. We have to make sure that everyone's safe from this pandemic. So let's make sure that we understand the situation as better. Another thing, I mean, seriously though, everyone's supposed to feel like they're not supposed to eat at the lobby. Just because Governor Greg Abbott says all restaurants resume at 50% capacity, that doesn't mean that you can eat here. You can just eat there. I mean, if the governor says we open all restaurants by 50% capacity, then that doesn't mean for fast food restaurants. I mean, you can just go sit there and argue with the manager, do protests all you want, but it ain't gonna do a thing. It's just gonna raise more concerns. Just realize it's against the rules. Late Sunday, tested positive. 47,784 Texans tested positive. Since early March, 1,336 Texans have died. Dallas County, it's a big issue here. What we have to do is make sure that we wear masks to protect ourselves from this pandemic again. We don't go through this again like we did the last time. We're going to have more Give Me a Break when we come back. Stay tuned. I'm going to be honest here. Taking pictures in the school bathroom, as long as you don't get caught, that is wrong. It's against the school rules in the handbook. That's not what happened 3 years ago when a student was suspended for posting a bathroom picture. She didn't take one of herself. It was in a sink. Discolored bathroom. It was in a sink at a discolored bathroom. What does the school have to say about this? Well, the superintendent said that they were trying to fix this situation.
Twitter.
Listen.
Why? I always hope.
Let's listen.
As it went to the ABC 15 mobile app, Kim Russell at her sister station in Detroit investigates.
Hazel Juco says when she saw discolored water coming from the sink at school, it upset her.
I just took a picture of it, and then 4th hour is my newspaper class, and I went and talked about it with them.
She posted the picture on Facebook and Twitter. Why?
I always hope that something good will happen. We'll somehow have someone who wants to help us with money, because our school obviously doesn't have money.
A short time later, she got called down to the office at John Glenn High in the Wayne Westland School District.
She told me that I was being suspended for 3 days, OSS, for taking a picture. It's inappropriate use of electronics in the restroom. And everyone in my school, every girl takes selfies in the bathroom and makes it their profile picture on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and no one has gotten in trouble.
Dozens of students protested by tweeting bathroom pictures they took without getting in trouble. I called Wayne Westland Superintendent Dr. Michelle Harmala. She looked into it and says she found out high school administrators made mistakes. For one, they didn't report the water issue to maintenance, so she did.
So I reached out to them. They sent a plumber out right away. We do have a piece of the pipe that leads to the faucet that was corroding and needs to be replaced, so that's underway right now.
Dr. Harmala says the rule against cell phones in bathrooms aims to prevent inappropriate pictures of people, not building issues, and the punishment is inappropriate.
She's going to make sure this out-of-school suspension is taken off your record.
Oh, yes, I'm so happy for that.
What does that mean to you?
That means a lot to me.
All right, good ending for.
Now, that may be a good ending, but still, it's against the rules. Let me tell you something right now. If you were to get suspended for some reason for taking a picture of a faucet because it doesn't work, and then you don't report it to maintenance, you just tell your office, hey, just don't take a picture. Talk to your office and say, hey, there's a faucet that's not working. You have maintenance report it. Not just take a picture of it. She got suspended. There are reasons why taking pictures in the bathroom is not allowed, because it's to prevent inappropriate pictures from passing around to students in the bathroom. That's how sexual harassment's happening. Some of you girls might be watching this thinking, I did it all the time before this virus and I never got in trouble. Well, I don't mean to name call people, but you're an idiot. You are an idiot because you don't understand the rules. If it's in the handbook, it's in the handbook. If it's in the handbook, if it says in the handbook that phones are not allowed in the bathroom, then phones are prohibited in the bathroom. You can't be taking pictures in the bathroom. No one's got, well, you might be saying, well, no one's got in trouble over this. Well, it doesn't matter. Rules are the rule, whether you like it or not. If you don't like the rules, then just go to a different school. If you're not going to have all the rules, there's consequences. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, we're talking about kids getting suspended for dumbest reasons, like from calling the teacher cute. That's sexual harassment. I mean, what about for partying? Well, here's ABC 15.
Family, Joe, thank you.
A group of Valley teens lands in big trouble after they're accused of drinking and smoking pot. And get this, it was on a school-sponsored trip to Disneyland. But now parents are crying foul, saying administrators didn't handle this one the right way. ABC 15's Allison Rodriguez is live at Sandra Day O'Connor High, and that's near 35th Avenue and Happy Valley Road. Allison, you talked with a student who was busted, but also to her mom.
Yeah, I did, and her mom says yes, her daughter messed up, and yes, she needs to be punished. But now, after 4 years at this school, Sandra Day O'Connor High School, her daughter's not going to be able to walk in her graduation, and she's also facing expulsion. So for mom, this punishment has gone too far.
You know, we did mess up. We understand that. We made a huge mistake.
Senior year of high school is quickly turning into a nightmare for one Valley student.
We kind of thought it'd be something crazy to do because none of us have ever done anything like that.
She doesn't want to be seen on camera, but the Sandra Day O'Connor High School student admits to going on a student government trip to Disneyland back in February, where some kids drank alcohol and even smoked pot.
They basically just told us what happened. They didn't give us a chance to tell our story.
Just last week, 12 students got busted, only something wasn't right about how it all went down.
We wouldn't want to talk to our parents at all. We had to make a statement before we could leave.
Students even signing confessions drafted by a district employee, and mom isn't happy. She says kids shouldn't be made to sign anything without talking to their parents, and doesn't know why some were given harsher punishments than others.
I think there should be a consequence, but I think the consequence should be equal amongst all of them.
Her daughter even claims she saw a district employee's child drinking too, but says that student hasn't gotten in trouble. Now she's dealing with a 10-day suspension and will have to watch her friends walk in graduation while waiting for a hearing with the district.
It's an important milestone in anyone's life. You know, you only get to do that once.
Now, the district did tell me those signed statements were voluntary and punishments were based on who supplied everything and who just participated. Meantime, mom tells me that she has spoken with other parents who say they are upset. She even says some of them are considering legal action against the district. Reporting in Phoenix, Allison Rodriguez, ABC 15.
Doesn't matter. Rules are rules. If we're going to go on a field trip to be safe. Approved by the district. No alcohol, as long as it applies to school rules. No drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes, none. If you do, you're out the door, meaning you're suspended. I mean, if it's gone too far, it's gone too far. Don't be taking credit for it, going to the media and saying, hey, my child's punishment's gone too far because she was drinking. Doesn't matter. Rules are rules, whether you like it or not. If you don't like the rules, if you don't want to go to school, that's your choice. But if you don't want to go to, then you choose that choice. You choose what goes ahead. Meaning you choose not to go to school, you choose not to get a job. Not to get your diploma, not to get your diploma, not to get a good job not to get a good job. There are reasons. I mean, this is what the administration wants. I mean, the First Amendment, every day, we say the Pledge of Allegiance. We stand up to say the Pledge of Allegiance. When we return, we look at a kid who was suspended for not standing during a pledge. You think it's stupid? Find out when we return. Let me tell you something. Every day, every morning when you go to school, you have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Hand on your heart, hands off, stand for the pledge. But now, 6 years ago, this student from Texas was suspended for for not standing during the pledge. How many days was that? 2 days. And he was like, I don't care, it's my First Amendment right. I mean, it's my rights. I mean, yes, students have rights, yes, but, let me tell you something, but, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can't take the Constitution and say, this is what the Constitution says, and then take that crap to the school district and say, hey, this is what the Constitution says. We do not need this right now. We have to, I mean, if you're being told to stand, you stand. If you're in a hallway, you stop where you are and do the pledge. You don't talk back. Listen.
Their faith. A high school student in Texas decided to protest government policies by not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mason Michaelik said, quote, "I'm really tired of our government taking advantage of us." Well, after he said that, of course, the principal was angry. The principal was not a fan of his move. So she said, quote, "This is my classroom. This is the principal's request. You're going to stand." So she ended up sending letters to his house, suspending him for 2 days because he wouldn't stand for the pledge. And every day that he didn't stand, he would get another 2 days
That's
suspension.
4 days. Another time, 6.
So what was his
8,
response?
10, 12, 14,
He basically
16,
said,
18,
okay, go
20,
ahead.
24, 22, 24, etc. You need to listen and follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, if you're not going to follow the rules, there's consequences. And even then, right at this
A high school student who was suspended for refusing to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance is now suing the school district and the principal.
And 2 years ago, this student who was suspended for not standing in the pledge is suing the school district. Listen to Dion Turks.
Who decided to suspend her. Her name is India Landry, and she is a student at Winfern High School. And apparently she was sent to the principal's office after she was caught texting in class. And then while she was at the principal's office, the Pledge of Allegiance was done through the intercom, and she remained seated. At that point, the principal apparently saw her and wasn't too pleased with it. Let me tell you what the exchange allegedly was. When the principal, Martha Strother, asked Landry to stand, the 17-year-old declined. According to the complaint, Strother told Landry, "Well, you're kicked out of here." And then her secretary allegedly told the student, "This is not the NFL." Now, this is a public school that receives taxpayer funding, which means that administrators or educators who violate free speech are basically violating the Constitution. Now, in some cases on a school campus, there are more limitations to speech, especially when it comes to something that could be distracting to an educational environment, or if it's speech that could potentially harm anyone on campus. But in this case, it was protected speech. She is not to be forced to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem or anything like that. She was suspended for several days, and now she is filing a federal civil rights lawsuit against the school district, and I think she has a pretty good case there.
So I want you to understand that the texting had nothing to do with this story. This only reason it's brought up is...
This has nothing to do with texting. This is just a fact that you don't want to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance. You have to. I don't care what the First Amendment says. I don't care about your rights. I don't care about your rights. I'm not an expert in education, but I do know I do know the facts about getting the best education. You gotta do what you're told, get to work, get your assignments done on time, and then you can be the best student ever. If you don't turn in your assignments, you can be claimed the worst student ever, like Bart Simpson, not doing your homework, always pulling pranks, just like that. We don't need this crap. As a matter of fact, if the co-host of Young Turks was sitting right here in this chair with me, then we would be doing a full episode of this show together. No buts or excuses. Why would you say, "I'm not going to stand," and then principal says, "Oh, you're not going to stand, you're suspended, that's not the NFL," and then you say, "Screw it, I'm going to file a lawsuit." Doesn't matter. violation of your civil rights. Like if I was in school and refused to stand, I would do more than just not. I would do more than that. I would just do more than not. I would just not sit down. If I was just saying, I'm not going to stand. They just send me to the office and it's like, it's the constitutional right. I mean, listen.
Because that's what got her sent to the principal's office, and that's fine. You're not allowed to text in class.
Yes.
So that's not the issue. That's not why she was kicked out. She was kicked out because she wouldn't stand for the pledge, and that has been her consistent principle, as they pointed out, over 200 times. And that's what's great about this country is two things. One is you have the freedom of speech and can express your political opinions in any way you like within these confines, and she's perfectly within her rights to do that. And so that's what the Pledge of Allegiance is about. That's what the country's about, is celebrating that idea. So the people who are doing this, they're so wrong-headed, and they're actually insulting the idea of America way more than the people who are practicing the freedom of speech and protesting their government and their government's actions. Protesting your government's actions is the most American thing you could do. And then the second part of it is, think about, like she's saying, hey, I want to, in essence, fix the system, fix the injustice, and create a more perfect union, which is exactly what the Constitution wants you to do. The Constitution doesn't say sit on your ass and don't do anything, don't ask for redress of grievances, don't protest, don't be the press, don't try to fix the government. It says fix this government. In the Constitution, it gives you two different ways to do amendments and to protest the government that the Constitution has formed. It is a document built by rebels. They literally rebelled against the king. They did a revolution. They won their freedom, and it's built on freedom. So the people who are saying, no, you should not exercise that freedom, misunderstood the whole point of the country. They're the ones who have no respect for that flag and what it stands for.
So the type of mentality that the principal had in this story is not, it's not unique to conservatives. I want to be clear about something. This type of weird, jingoistic bias runs deep in the country. Extremely high standards for this country. And I think that it is incredibly wrong-headed to pretend as though everything is perfect and that we should be complacent and that we shouldn't expect better from our country, right? So
I agree with Ms. K on some points, but what I don't understand is why people don't have to stand. If you want to get in trouble, if you don't want to stand, don't stand. But if you choose, like I always say, when you choose behavior, you choose the consequences. You choose not to stand up to the Pledge of Allegiance, you choose the consequences of getting suspended. That's your choice. That's your consequences. Understand that, and then you can just say, I'm just gonna do what I'm told. That's it. Because if you go to work and you tell your boss, I'm not gonna do what you told me to do, she's gonna write you up. 3 write-ups, you're gone. You're fired. Same thing, 3 times, you're gone. No job, no nothing, can't pay bills, you're homeless, out in the street, done. It's not right. We have to make sure that we follow the rules, we follow the law, we don't get arrested, done. It's happening in Michigan, and still it's happening in Michigan. It's happening all over the state. In Michigan, it happened in Texas, and in Sacramento, it happened all over the states. Stop it, and listen. Enough of this crap. Listen to the rules, school rules, and not listen to the school rules. Yes, you have rights. Just understand those rights. I'll be back in a moment with the preview Wednesdays. Give me a break. Coming up on Wednesday, we're going to have more about these people who are suspended for not staying up to the Pledge of Allegiance. Plus more on the COVID-19 situation and how you can protect yourself and what the 50% capacity means for all restaurants. That's Wednesday. That's all the decision. Give a break Monday. We'll see you again. We're going to break Wednesday at the same time. And I want to let you know, June 5th, we're off. I'm going to be off. The show's going to be off for June 5th because of the graduation. We we could do that. I could be off, or I might report from outside the stadium. So it could depend on who wants to be a cameraman or not. We don't know about that. We'll see what happens on June 5th. That's what's going to be happening June 5th. I'll see you Wednesday. Good night, everyone.